Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, August 11th, and I have a very quick update on the stimulus negotiations. The latest from today, including what both Democrats are saying and White House officials are saying. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give a brief update on the $10,000 EIDL grants and loans and where that's at. And I'm going to talk about Vice President Biden's VP pick today, Senator Kamala Harris from California, and what her perspective has been on all of this stimulus and relief money, and what this could mean if her and Biden make it into the White House. Will that be beneficial towards small business owners and individuals and all of us struggling with this new reality and this pandemic, okay? That's going to continue for several months and years. Of course, most experts agree that we will not get back to the employment number we had prior to March for years. Okay, so I'm going to tie in what Kamala Harris's VP pick means for all of that. All right, let's dive in. As always, thanks so much for subscribing and staying up to date. Here is what CNN has said today. Don't expect another stimulus check anytime soon. Again, this is similar to what I talked about yesterday. While there's bipartisan support for a second round of direct payments, negotiators have walked away from the talks without a deal, and most lawmakers have now returned to their home states. So here is the recap of the agreement, just to start here. Both sides agree on stimulus checks of $1,200 and $500. Both sides agree on school funding of $105 billion, and both sides agree on some form of additional PPP funding and support for small businesses. That's the good news. I mean, it would be amazing if that happened now. People need the stimulus checks in their pockets. However, as the Democrats have said, they don't want to do a piecemeal deal. They want to do everything at once or not at all. The Democrats have come down by $1 trillion. Their current offer is $2 trillion. The White House officials and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin are still at $1 trillion. Now today, Steve Mnuchin blamed Democrats for holding it up, even though Democrats are saying the same thing about Republicans in the White House. So it's basically a blame game right now. I'm going to point out this piece from The Hill today. Governors air frustrations with Trump's plan on unemployment. Okay, what he announced on Saturday was states will have to foot the bill for 25% of the unemployment boost. I'm going to read a few quotes here. Reactions from New York Governor Cuomo. He compared the unemployment burden placed on states to handing a drowning man an anchor. He said he expected it would be challenged in court, as many others said as well, noting that it could cost New York $4 billion through the end of 2020 if they have to do this 25% boost on unemployment, which is essentially $100 extra per person. California Governor Gavin Newsom had similar remarks. He said the 25% match for unemployment would cost the state roughly $700 million a week. Quote, for the state to absorb $700 million per week would create a burden the likes of which even a state as large as California can never absorb without, again, massive cuts to important services. Okay, so he's saying there's no way they can foot that bill without massive cuts. Many other governors have said similar things. However, in this article, Steve Mnuchin does say that these unemployment benefits could be available within 2 weeks. But it seems doubtful given that, number one, there's going to be lawsuits and there's going to be legal fights over this. And number two, states are frankly saying they can't pay this amount. So it remains to be seen. I wouldn't be too optimistic about it. Meanwhile, Axios pointed this out today, that the House will not hold votes until September 14th unless a stimulus deal is reached. Okay, so basically most of the lawmakers have gone home. They're on their recess, aka vacation, and the deal makers, let's say Pelosi and Schumer on the Democratic side, and Mark Meadows from the White House and Steve Mnuchin from the Treasury, are still at the table. However, as of yesterday and today, we are not aware of any talks between those sides, which is also disturbing. So it just leads me to believe that a lot of this is political maneuvering, and I'm not sure, but it seems that potentially on the Republican side, they may want to delay it, move this closer to the election. So if the White House and Steve Mnuchin do concede on a $2 trillion bill, Trump will try to take full credit for that, and he may be the one signing the stimulus checks like he did the first go around, and he may see that as a boost to re-election. Again, that's one theory as to why the White House has been resisting when they agree on so much, and both sides understand the level of need this country has. One can only think that a lot of this is political maneuvering. Anyway, I'd love to hear in the comments if you think something similar. So many of you are great at leaving comments, no matter what side you're on, and raising good questions and good points. So please leave a comment. Finally, I'm going to talk about today's news. I'm going to play a quick clip here of Kamala Harris's interview with Seth Meyers from a couple months ago, saying that she wanted more funding in the first relief package. This is her stance. Again, she wants to help small businesses. She wants to help individuals. As a Democrat, her stance has been that she wants to see more relief. I'm going to play that clip.
We need to work on the next bill. That last bill, $2 trillion, it provided some relief, but it really is inadequate to meet the needs of the 10 million people just last week who are now unemployed, the small businesses owners who need support so they can sustain their business, the hospitals that need masks and ventilators and support so that they can help support their workers and get childcare for them because they're coming to work every day, risking their own health for the safety of their community. So there's a lot of work to be done, and so I'm here, and we're having marathon phone conferences to work on the substance of the next bill. But we need to get back to it and get another bill passed.
Finally, again, we're tracking S.4227 and the chances that this gets wrapped up in the larger relief bill. No new news, no new comments. The one thing that is new is we're continuing to write senators, okay? So we're doing our best to continue to push for small business funding, all right? We do believe that if a deal gets passed, PPP funding will certainly be included, but we are pushing for more funding for the EIDL program, specifically for the $10,000 grants for all eligible small businesses and independent contractors. We're pushing for that. As always, huge shout out to all of you who have been writing on your own or who have been asking us to write for you and leaving a comment. As always, thank you for subscribing. Please stay well and stay healthy. Take care.